Got you stuck off the realness, realness. Got you stuck off the realness, realness.
The whole damn time, ladies
and gentlemen, we are back. We are back.
Oh man, I missed this wall.
The start of week 8.
We took a little break from this wall. We went back to the dock last week.
Yes, we were able to get back into the dock. We promised the Harbor Studio manager when we get a chance to show up, we will. But you know what? This is our home. You didn't want us in there. You wanted to work other things out, and we did too. And it's working good for us. So don't come around here.
And
don't send us no you up text.
It all happened because of the Bushwick Daily article. Once the article came out on Bushwick Daily, you know, the landlord from the dock, he sent us a beautiful email. He actually sent us some some edibles. It was strawberries infused with marijuana, of course.
It was amazing. And the landlord, dock owner, you know, was gracious enough to say, you know, he knew he'd made a mistake, and you know
he did it right. He did it right.
Did the right thing. Did the 100% right thing there, and you know, we're glad that we were able to work it out and we could get in there. And there will be there will be occasional broadcasts in there. We don't know how frequently, but there will be the occasional broadcast from the Harbor Studio when we get the chance.
It's always nice to go back.
Yes, it is.
That's where we did our first broadcast here.
Yes,
which we actually revisited. We revisited it last week.
Yes, got a couple good looks at it online, man. And it's always fun to look back, man. It's always fun to look back. It feels so long ago, man. That's 30. What is episode 36? So that was 36 ago.
Episodes already.
Yeah, this is 36.
But that one didn't even count as one. So technically, it's 37 episodes ago.
37, yeah. No, I'm saying 36, but this being 36, to count all 36 out. That was, you know, the original. But I get 37. Those numbers always get me weird, man. When people count numbers like that, I get why you say 37.
Because we're not. What are we counting? It that number is what, 0?
I guess I don't know.
No, you got to start it at 1. If that was the first one,
and this would be 36.
And this is episode 36. Then we've done 37 episodes.
We've done 36. I mean 37. But
this is
that
37.
one was 36 ago. We've done
technically this is labeled as 36.
36, but it's technically 37. 37. But the episode would be 36 episodes ago because that's episode 1.
This conversation reminds me of an episode of Seinfeld.
It does.
It was
one of those ways, like a conversation about where's this going? Where's this going right now?
I see Kramer and Jerry on screen right now, and only one of us is Kramer.
Who's Kramer? Who's Kramer there? Because both of us have some very Kramerish tendencies.
Very Kramerish tendencies.
Have some very Kramer tendencies. I want to ask you, man, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was my wedding anniversary is coming up on the 4th.
The 4th?
Yeah, April 4th. So I guess we got a head start, and we just went out. I just hit a few places.
That's cool. That's good.
It was fun. It was good times.
It's good times. It's good to hear, man. You know, I was anticipating having the weekend off, man. I was wrangled into work on Saturday night against my wishes. It reminded me why I hated doing nightlife work, man, and how happy and grateful I am to be who I am, man, and thankful for the opportunity I have to work the new job I do, man, because just that 8 hours there just drained me to the point where it's like, man, I never want to do this again. I truly, in my mind, I had it made up when I was done when I left my last job to start the new one. Like, me doing this again, like nightlife security is either a favor for an exuberant rate for a friend or family member, which it was, and not the exuberant rate, but the favor. Or like I'm down, dumps, desperate, everything has gone just terribly wrong, and I need to come crawling back. That was what I had my mind set up. That was why I had my mind set up to how I wanted that to go in my head.
But it's such a terrible feeling.
It is, man. A reminder, man. And no, it was just, I felt out of place, man. It's not like I'm just seeing the way, like, even like witnessing people party, man. Like, it's like, man, like, this doesn't, like, why is this fun to you guys? And then, like, the people that were partying the hardest, man, like, these kids, like, at the end of the night, like we found, like, some baggies under the table when they flipped the tables when they were cleaning.
Baggies of what, coke?
Nah, we couldn't tell what it was, but it was some sort of a
empty?
Drug. Yeah, they were empty. There's some sort of drugs were in them. And we were like, yeah, it makes sense the way they were partying, you know. But the messed up part is we don't know what happened. It had nothing to do with us, but they got beat up across the street, man, in the pizzeria. Like the two, man. There was one kid who was like, I mean, like now that I'm looking at it, I was looking at him all night, man. He was rolling. Like he clearly looked like he was rolling hard. They were both rolling heavy and still had some liquor going.
Clenched jaw.
The clenched jaw.
Grinding teeth.
Grinding teeth just all over the place. And like when you've seen it, you know
the good
it.
old Vinny Chase.
I mean, when you've seen it, you know what it is. When you've seen it, now thinking about it, like they were clearly rolling.
Fidgety fuck. What was it? No, it was from Ray Donovan. He called him a shaky McFuck.
Nah, I've never, I've never watched Ray.
You don't watch Ray?
Nah. I haven't tried it yet. I've seen a couple episodes here and there with my dad. He said it's pretty dope, but I've never sat down and start watching it.
Hollywood cleanup guy.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. But
it's the dark side of Entourage.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect tagline.
I totally lost my train of thought there on what I was saying when you said that. Where was I going? Oh yeah, no, they got beat up across the street in a pizzeria. Right? We don't know what happened, but like we saw it. It's like there's gonna be a fight over there, and like the other kid, I don't know what he was thinking. Like his scrawny blonde kid, had some long. You want him give him a little blue steel?
Blue steel. 3, 2, 1. There goes the Daily Steel. Daily Steel.
Yeah, man, and it was.
You think that clip is gonna come out on World Star?
What?
Of those kids getting beat up?
I don't know. I didn't see any phones. I didn't hear anybody yelling World Star, but I did see that kid. Like the kid got slugged, like got punched, and his head hit the glass, and the kid like kept like hitting him like this, and his head was hitting the glass. It's like it's not our problem. Like you're not in our venue. You're across the street.
You're just
not getting involved. Not getting involved, man. It's one thing you learn, man. Doing this, man. If it has nothing to do with you, don't involve yourself, man. Doing that job. Felt bad, man. But the crazy thing is, man, like they both caught a beat down. I guess the girls they were with, the other guys in the trash and the girls they were with, before they got the beat down, the girls were like, hey, we have nothing to do with this. Can we leave? And they walked out but these girls, they were buying these girls drinks all night. Like
so they did have something to do with it. They just didn't want the bad part of it.
They just, I guess they had made up in their minds, man. These guys didn't realize, hey, you're just a drink ticket that's replenishing itself. Take advantage of it. Why wouldn't you?
Your experiences in security are so drastically different from my experiences doing security. My experience doing security, not only was I like a retail security, so it was just like lazy security. It was not beating people up security.
No,
but it was when I went to go get licensed as a security guard. They said the first thing they told me was, your job is to not do anything. You're supposed to watch and report. And if you touch anybody, you'll be prosecuted the same way as anyone else.
See, here's the thing. We don't go to work looking to get physical with people. Like, that's our last resort. Anytime we get physical with someone is the last resort. We've tried to reason with you like a gentleman. We've tried to discuss it with you. We've offered you the chance to walk out, call it square, no harm, no foul. There are multiple steps going to before it gets physical, and usually the other person gets physical first.
And typically those places are places that serve alcohol.
That serve alcohol, always. But that's why no bar is going to tell you, yo, first thing you do, walk up to them, yo, motherfucker, it's game time. Let's do this shit. Like, nah, man. Like, hey, excuse me, sir. Even we had a couple situations Saturday night. But both were alcohol, like, infused. One was with me. Like, I was able to, take care of it. Because, like, yo, I didn't mean no disrespect, but you ain't got to talk to me. I was like, yo, I'm not talking to you like anything. But the other guy had told you, stay off the table. And then you go, jump back on the table trying to be cool and funny. Like, he just told you stay off the table. And was the same thing with a different group. But then the guy started waving money and was drunk. Started wanting to play big boss in front of the girls. His boys kept him in check, but he almost caused a big, thing. His boys was able to put
exactly
him
what
in
I'm
check.
saying. It's such a different experience.
I don't miss it, and I hate it being around those people. I hate if you're going out, enjoy yourself. Like, I like to go out. I'm gonna go to the bar, man. I want to enjoy myself. Like, I don't like hanging out with people that want looking for conflict while they're out, that don't know how to, like, people that want to yell, scream, or I'm the great. No, man, cut that shit out, bro. Like, I hate that. Like, I hate it, man. Like, I dealt with this shit for the better part of the last half of my life. Like 13 years I've been doing. Well, not 13. What am I? 12 years. Started when I was 19.
Did you just ask yourself, what are you?
Nah. I mean, well,
You forgot your
what's my
age?
age? Nah. I was trying to count back to
What are you,
like
Blink
when I started.
182?
Nah, shut up.
What's my age again?
Shut up. Shut up.
Can somebody
But
remind me? I think that's a trait that I see more in people who have a history with the Jehovah's Witnesses. You never celebrated birthdays. I always, every year, have to remind myself what
I
my
have
age
to ask,
is.
I have to ask yourself your age occasionally. People ask you like, what? How,
And
hey,
people
how
still
old am
ask me
I?
like, "Yo, why you don't celebrate your birthday like that?" It's like,
It's
bro,
like,
you
you know,
can't miss something you never had. Like,
It's like, yo, like I had that conversation with one of the exes, and it's like I understand, and it's like you have to understand. We grew up not celebrating our birthdays, so to me, it's like, hey, it's my birthday. Yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. Happy birthday, but it's just another day, man.
it's just another day.
Like, yeah, and you can, yeah, I'm sorry, thank the J Dubs for that. They did that to us. Like, I mean,
Like, you will never catch me at a Black Friday sale. We don't even celebrate Thanksgiving.
not really. I mean, we have the Thanksgiving dinner. I remember my grandmother would cook on Thanksgiving, but she would never call it Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was always something else.
It was
My
always,
mom tried to cheat the system a while back. This
That's
was many,
how-
many years ago. She put up a palm tree and she put like lights on it around Christmas time. And she's just like, but it's a palm tree. It's not a Christmas tree.
It's not.
Like,
it's
yeah.
not. It's semantics.
Can we
If-
just have fun?
It's semantics.
God damn.
You know, my grandmother always threw down, but she would never acknowledge it as Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner. It was just we were having dinner on that day. The typical fares and everything that goes with it, except for you know, obviously, what are we thankful for? You know, Christmas gifts, but everything else that went along with it, and we usually got after Christmas gifts.
Here's some pre New Year's presents.
Yeah, or New Year's presents. But that was usually how that went, man. But
Can we put in our drink orders?
what are you going today, man?
Danny, can we put in drink orders right now?
You know what I'm asking, man? Were you able to re-up on caramel, or no, sir? I'll gladly take a mocha then, sir. Extra cocoa, please.
I'll take a cappuccino. I'm a classic man.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
a classic man. And all these handcrafted beverages you can get at 219 Central Avenue.
Bushwick, Brooklyn, 11221 here at First Live Bushwick. Stop on in, come enjoy one of these fantastic handcrafted, beautiful, hot or cold caffeinated beverages, one of these fantastic assortment arrays, lines of teas we have here. Stop on in at 219 Central Avenue, Bushwick, Brooklyn, 11221. Come on down.
So I do have to tell you something before I forget. Might as well just say it on the air so I could plug it. Not tomorrow, but the Tuesday after. First of all, you know, we go to Tri-State every week. We always at Tri-State. That's our home. So I went to the studio. This was sometime last week, late last week. And when I walked in on a session. Gates was there with this gentleman named Chris Kidd. And I had knew about Chris Kidd already because he has a show. He also has a show. He does a show in the city. One of the things that he focuses his show mainly on is wrestling. Like, he knows wrestling. And he's from the hood. He's a hood dude. So I was invited to a wrestling conversation going live next Tuesday. Not tomorrow, the Tuesday after that.
That's what's up.
And it's Chris Kidd's show. No, Chris Kidd's World. So I wanted to plug that real quick.
That's what's up, man.
WrestleMania is this Sunday.
Sunday, man. This Sunday.
I just realized that last night because I got the email from WWE Network.
Yeah.
And I realized what we're going to probably do on Sunday is just critique the entire damn WrestleMania. On Tuesday, I mean.
Yeah. And it's a big bill, man. That is a large bill they have going.
What are they talking about? Like 7 hours of wrestling?
I don't know, man.
That was a big thing. Everybody's like making a stink about that shit because they're saying that they're watering down WrestleMania. They're making it too long.
But I mean, you have, but I think that's the problem with the brand extension, man. I think that was the problem with the brand extension. You have 2 world champions. You have 2 lower level, you know, also I guess you call intermediate level champions with the Intercontinental and U.S. champions. Didn't they bring back the European Championship at one point?
At one point, I don't think
I
it's
know the
still there.
cruiserweight titles back. I saw that. You have 2 women's champions, 2 separate tag champions.
I think it's like Universal title.
Yeah, it's like the Universal Champion and then the World Champion, and then it's the it's the women's championship and then the women's heavyweight.
They
It's
did
ridiculous.
they did too much with it.
Yeah, they did too much.
They should have just kept it simple.
Should have kept it simple. I mean, if rumors are true that they're doing away with the brand extension after WrestleMania, that should mean only one world championship. I say keep all the other belts. I say one world champion for each gender, men's and women's. Keep the U.S. champion. Keep the Intercontinental Championship. If you brought back the European Championship, keep it. If not, don't bring it back. Keep the what you call it? Keep the cruiserweight title, one tag champion, and keep NXT how you have it, and then work from there.
I think the title started getting crazy once WCW got bought out. Once because they inherited all those championships.
All those
they
championships.
didn't want to give up the belts.
Yeah, they didn't want to give the belts because I mean they came in. I think Vince wanted to show everybody because look at how long he kept the old school WCW, like that old school, like the one we grew up on,
Yeah.
like the one he wrote NWO on. Goldberg and all those guys had. Look at how long Vince kept that as the belt for almost like 10 years after. And I think he did that solely out of spite because you changed your own belt in that same time frame how many times? But you kept that belt that way specifically for how long? I think it was done specifically out of spite. To spite Ted Turner, to spite WCW, to spite that legacy and let them know, yo, I now own everything you have and the only way you're going to get this is by chance ever again. But I want you to know this is mine now.
Yeah, but look what he did. He also, at one point, he hired Eric Bischoff. He brought in Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
So
He brought in-
after
I
he
mean-
destroys his competition, he gives them jobs just to kind of rub it
Look
in
at
their
how he
face.
brought in Kurt Angle. Look at Kurt Angle's back. I mean, TNA's still okay, but it's, they're existing, but not, barely.
Kurt Angle made a Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
so he had to come back. They scrubbing out the Hogan's bad history. They actually trying to reintroduce Hogan back into the society.
They should have never scrubbed him, man. It happened. It's unfortunate. Let the man do his Paula Dean, get him on a show. I mean, people sometimes, people
Do his
sometimes
Paula
in the
Deen.
heat of anger say things. I'm not condoning it, but, he was upset.
Shit happens.
Shit happens, man.
And it wasn't even a broadcasted episode. That was a private conversation.
That was a private
Hulk Hogan
conversation
was
someone
having.
recorded, man. And he should find out who that was and suit their asses, man. But that's why I told you why I'm so like the jokes aren't the same unless I know everybody around in the crib. Like I know I can trust you guys not to be recording what I'm saying and then hear it leaked. Bud and Roach show makes very anti-Semitic jokes.
Especially now, bro.
Like my jokes are like off the chain, man. If anyone like, oh man, just how I get, bro.
But you know
like
how
I offend people easily, man. Like it's crazy.
You
man.
know the costumes I should show up in your house wearing.
Yeah. Let's keep it there. I don't think you want anybody hunting you down. Like, hey, you think this shit's still a joke? So
You know what's funny though? I was talking about. I don't know why I got into like costume making when I was young, but you remember when I dressed up when I took I took a red pair of long johns and a
And
blue
you
pair
were
of long johns.
on the roof and then trying to you came running down the Spider-Man.
And I did the Spider-Man.
While we were playing basketball at the playground. Yeah, I remember that.
Yo, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
We
Yeah.
did a bunch of crazy shit,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Yo,
What I want to do is I want to find somebody on Craigslist that's selling something similar to the monitor that we used to have in the hallway.
damn, play games.
You think
on
they
that.
still have those?
I mean,
gotta
Lantern
be
had
like
a couple.
antiques.
Those are antiques. Lantern had a few, but they didn't have that one, man. We have to ask Drew. Drew remember the exact model. He remembers all that shit. It was his monitor. I was gonna ask you. I asked you, but you didn't hear it, man. The new Weekend album, the EP.
I
It's
haven't heard
called
it yet.
Dear Melancholy.
Is it about Blow?
No. Shockingly, it isn't. He does reference, like, by the end of the album, he's like, yo, you know what? I am going to go back to being me, at least for now, to numb the pain. It's essentially, I'd say you can guarantee the first track and the last track were about Selena Gomez. And the one of the other tracks sounds like one to his other ex, what's her name? Bella Hadid. And,
Bella Hadid?
yeah. And it's like, hey, you ever hit me up, I will be okay with coming around and slinging it to you. But it's
I
really
heard
about
he got a Vegas residency.
The Weeknd got a Vegas residency.
I believe so.
Says who?
That's what I read that last week. Trying to find it now, but it's just kind of like tickets to a tour. Right here. Boom. Imagine how much money he's making for this.
We have a sold out show accumulated.
Oh, I think is it done?
I don't know. I would have heard about him having a residency. I don't think because he was just on tour too. I don't know what that is. I gotta look that
How
up.
much money you think he makes a show?
I'd say he's making some pretty good money, man. He's a world star. He came up big where he had to home in Canada first before he came over here, and then he's across the world, man. And then he had a big fan base before hitting mainstream. He had a very big. I'll say it was kind of like the other Canadian. Obviously, you know who I'm referring to when I
Yeah.
refer to him as the other Canadian. He's the Canadian. Most times when I make a joke about Canada, but Drake, like him, he had a very big following already from his hometown. Local fans before he, crossed the border, came here, and then went global, and he's cleaning up right now. But the album, a lot of people were giving him shit about it because he's very. A lot of it is about what's her name, Selena Gomez. She's supposedly back with the Biebs. They were together.
See, that's how you know my life is in a different place because I used to be on TMZ.com every single day.
Like I'm not
just
on it,
watching
but you see
paparazzi
this,
videos.
You see this shit all over Facebook,
I know
everywhere.
all about
You
this
see it
shit.
everywhere. Like no matter what, you can't avoid it. So you do pick up some, but I won't say I search it out to read it.
You just happened to come across it. You found it
It's
interesting.
there. Read it. I'm a Weekend fan.
But I used to watch those videos. I used to be the guy on TMZ all day long.
There's
bro.
people like that, man. There's people that are like that all day long, just celebrity gossip. Like what's
Especially
going on?
when I was living in Jersey, because the problem was I had to pull the content from this site and post it on this one.
Yeah,
Just had to rewrite it.
yeah, man. Shit was
called,
crazy.
Faux paparazzi.
But
Or was it faux?
faux,
Faux paparazzi.
FAUX,
Yeah.
faux.
That means fake, right?
Yeah.
Like Fugazi.
Fugazi.
It's a Fugazi. It's a Wazi. It's a
It's a
Woozy. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is.
All right,
no
Matthew
matter.
McConaughey, cut it. But yeah, man, back to the Weekend album.
Matthew
Yo,
McConaughey's
that
cleaning
album, that album, 6 tracks, it's EP, but shit is deep, bro. Like people gonna be talking about this. I hate to say it because I am a fan of The Weeknd. I think it's a good album. But people are gonna give him shit, man. He kind of did a male Taylor Swift on a couple. Like who he's talking about because it was A, so much in the public, and B, he's very open and people. I mean, I think I say A, yeah, guy, suck it up. B, but I mean, he was honest. He's hurt. He was open about a relationship, something that he was never like really about before.
He's hurt, but he's smart enough to clean up.
Clean up, get this money off of it.
Get this money.
He followed the Taylor Swift, the Beyonce Lemonade, the whole 444 apologies. He did what you gotta do, man. Other artists look at like Taylor Swift. How many of her songs people say are about her trail of Hollywood, boyfriends? Didn't she have the one everybody was going on about that?
I gotta say,
never,
bro.
ever.
Out of all those songs that were released, of all those artists that wrote songs about someone else, I never saw a reaction like when Lemonade came out.
Cause it's you know who it is. First,
Lemonade.
You
had
know who it is. Listen,
the world stopped.
The world stopped. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then it's a sudden album. There's no like release date. It just drops. The video comes out. Formation comes out, and there's like the Formation tour. And then it's like, "Oh, you didn't think we were dropping an album? Surprise!"
And in such great fashion.
And then with the theatrics and visuals behind it, and then the lyrics, you better call Becky with the good hair.
Yeah.
But I want to remind people
that was everybody's captions.
That was everybody. He
God.
better call Becky with the good hair.
And there was just a bunch of people named Becky tight
catching
all this heat.
Just
for
catching
nothing.
heat just because your name was Becky, and that just turned into, I don't know. What would you call that? Would that be a euphemism?
You gonna make
Becky?
me Google this?
What would it be called?
I don't even know what a euphemism is.
That's why.
Euphemism.
No, PH.
All right. Let's see. What's the definition of euphemism? Is a generally innocuous word or expression used in place of one that may be found offensive or suggest something.
Euphemism. Becky's a euphemism.
For a more derogatory term?
Instead of referring to, Becky's, Oh man, why do I have to be the one to do this? Becky became. No, I would not refer to you as a Becky. I refer to no one as a Becky because it is a very like I think almost to me it is derogatory and it's a slight it's a way of slighting. I feel like as you know for people of color
Yeah,
to
get that
slight.
solo shot while he's
Nah,
saying this.
I feel like I feel like I
Take
feel
that
like
shit over me.
I feel like people Becky is like a way for people of color to maybe slight. Damn, you gotta zoom in on me too. I feel. Oh my God, I'm under the heat right now. I'm about to start sweating.
Let's do it.
But I feel like Becky is maybe was a way for people of color to I don't want to say demonize, to just slight people of a fairer complexion, fairer
I
skin.
think demonize is a fine word.
Demonize also at the same time. There was a lot of things that went into it, man. But
I'm back in the frame now.
there were a lot of things that went into it. But it was going on before. It was just the way they referred to. I like to say some rappers. I forgot who started it. It was a Southern rapper. I want to say.
That started the Becky.
Becky.
Train?
Yeah, I want to say. I think it was Plies, if I'm not mistaken, or one of those guys. But that's what
I thought
happened,
it was
man.
Please.
No, Plies.
I need to get back up on the hip hop culture.
Yeah, man. I feel like it was him.
Ever since I stopped Shade 45.
Like he actually had a song called Becky, if I'm not mistaken. That's where it came from.
Well, whether it came from him or not, she made it.
Yeah,
she
made it.
She made it culture.
Culture, and it was take it where you want it, man. It was a funny one, man. But yeah, Becky with the good hair. But everyone knew who she was talking about. But what I want to remind people is this is the same woman who had everyone 2 years earlier yelling "drunk in love," So, and everybody, and every woman, the partition. Like this was your hero a couple months ago, talking about, hey, same guy. Let me get a little crazy in the back seat while I know the driver's there.
They're just considered royalty.
Yeah. They are. They're hip hop. They're pop culture royalty.
You can't even say hip hop royalty anymore.
It's pop culture.
It's just cultural royalty. Like they have power, bro. That's fucking power.
They do.
To drop something with absolutely no marketing budget, no nothing, and have it go the way that it did, because to say that the world stopped, that's a fucking exaggeration, but it was the closest damn thing to it.
The closest damn thing to it, man. Like she almost broke the internet, and she had did it before with the other album too, with the Drunken Love album. Like a sudden, like nobody knew it was coming. Oh, I'm having an album release party.
And there's a difference between breaking the internet with a nude picture or a nude photo on the cover and breaking the internet with a fucking record, a video, album, and a tour all packaged already.
It's different. It takes different skill level. I think though what it both requires is a fan base. I think you have to have the fan base behind you, or at least the name. I think that's why I know where you're going with this. But though a couple degrees of separation there. They're not
very
close
few.
at all. I get why you're saying the way that happens, and that's very totally different monsters, but almost the same results. And
Is it really the same results though? Because for a photo cover, it might.
But you generate.
You'll get
she generates that for that photo cover, and generates that photo cover pays you. But then that generates everything else for everything else you have on the side. All your side hustles, they all have their clothing, their makeup, their this, their that. Everything they endorse, right. What they get off of that. While with Hov and B doing that, they bringing in anything they bring in, and also they side hustles collecting. But all the money they make off of that, or Aof getting paid for this shoot, whatever they getting for that photo shoot, and then everything that comes from that, while not the same. Not like quite the same, but they're close. Close enough.
I just prefer the talent-based approach.
The talent-based approach. That's I think that's what people don't realize. It takes talent. Even though I do, a lot of people do know me. No, I'm not a very big Beyonce fan.
She's talented though. I'm definitely not a huge fan.
I'm not a fan.
I have to listen.
I'll
to
give
her.
She's
home.
Somewhat talented to highly talented. Like, I think there's different levels of talent for people.
All right.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. And
we finally get some little some conversation in the background. It sounds like we're not just alone in here.
Sounds like you're not alone in here.
We have a studio audience, ladies and gentlemen. It's glad that they can make cameos. No,
It's
we
okay.
need that.
Yes.
We need that.
It happens.
Because we need to put a fake crowd noise in the background.
Yeah. And it was crazy, man. But people, but then the crazy thing we've talked about, we've discussed before, with the people wanting to emulate that, like be around that culture, like they want to feel part of it, close to it, and it starts the emulation, man. Because then, how many people have
they made it very difficult to emulate that.
How many people will try to follow in their footsteps, who think that they, living up to the whole, my king and queen thing. Like, that's a thing that on social media, man, drives me crazy. It's up the wall.
I don't think it's so much emulation. I think it's imitation.
Emulation, yeah, I will say imitation.
Imitation is the cheapened version of emulation. Emulation, when you download an emulator, it's going to play the game that you want to play. It's not going to play a cheaper version of it. It's going to play the actual game. It's just compressed into a file. Until someone goes and tries to make a flash game, a cheap imitation that you play on your phone, whatever, that's the cheap shit.
Yeah, 100% right. That is a much better interpretation on that. But people strive to be like this, man, and I've never quite understood it, man. I say it all the time, man. I'd rather be 100% original than, like second-rate version of anyone else. Like, it just isn't me, man. And I think it's tough to, like, be you, man. It's tough to get up and be your own person, man.
I thought you was talking about me.
No, man. Just to,
it is
to
tough.
wake up and be anyone is tough, to be that person, man. You don't know what someone's daily struggle is. You don't feel their physical pain. You don't know their mental struggles, So I think people need to, get off the back of some people's backs on some shit, man. But be yourselves, man. That's more.
You
more
guys
than
want
anything
to
for me.
know what the struggle feels like? Buy yourself a brand new pair of sneakers and then run out of socks.
Man, I was saying the other day, man, I was looking
so
for
upset,
clean
bro.
socks, man. I'm like, yo, where are all my socks? I have to buy socks today. Well, I'm not going to buy socks today. I don't need socks today. Tomorrow I have to buy socks. And I need to buy new shoes for work. So I told you what happened to my boots. I always wear them at work.
Got ripped.
But I'm not going to lie, like 3 years, I got 3-4 years out of those boots, man. So,
Bro, I took the laundry, and the laundry bill, because I do drop off, the laundry bill was $98.
Jesus Christ. Why don't you can't just
It
go
was
wash
like-
your clothes?
it was-
You can't
I
squeeze in the
just-
time like to go wash your clothes? 98. Just think about this. Detergent,
Woo! There we
detergent and softener will probably
The
only
hands
cost
are
you
back.
about $10. Like for
No, I've done my laundry before, but not when it's $98 worth. I'd rather just drop the shit off. I went in there with 2 full bags.
I'm gonna say it like this, man, and don't be mad at me. If my grandmother knew that I had ever paid, I've never paid to have my laundry served. I always wash my clothes.
Ooh, you saw that fade?
Yeah, I saw that fade. Good shot there, Maddie.
we get a wave?
Don't think we forgot about you in the back there, Maddie. Welcome back.
Let's
Welcome
get a
back from
Maddie wave.
vacation.
We need a Maddie wave for
We're
this
not letting you off. You're a little low in the monitors. The people didn't hear you, but she said, all right, give us a sec. With a little bit of attitude back there.
There she is.
Hey, Maddie.
Welcome back.
How you doing?
How was your little mini vacation getaway?
It was really great. I love being back in the
How was the weather? Was it warm? Was it nice? Mild?
It was beautiful. It was in the 80s.
What? Get the
The
fool.
80s. And you had to come back to this shit?
Yeah. It's a snow. I want to say a storm. It's just some unfortunate snow. This isn't storm snow. This is just unfortunate snow. Got a couple systems mixed. And it got cold enough. This is some hand. It'll be gone by tonight. It'll get warm enough by the middle of the day.
It's just disheartening.
It's April, man. It's still close enough to where there should be snow like this, man. I don't people are getting all freaked
All right,
out,
if
complaining.
we hit May and we're still dealing with
If we
this,
deal with snow, I already said it. My tune's changing. Then it's like, hey guys, some problems here.
let's start
We
off.
got a problem,
let's-
and I don't think cowbell's gonna fix it.
I think some hidden property in the forest stocked with supplies might do something.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Were you there the day I was still living in? I don't think you was there. I think it was Nook, Gil,
No, I was there.
You was there?
I was there. I was there. You said Gil was there. Gil was only in your crib maybe twice, and I was there both times.
I was so paranoid for the world ending in 2012 that I invited all my
When they
friends to
blacked
the house.
out, when Google when Google Sky blacked out that portion of the sky
I had
map.
a whole presentation mapped out. I put coordinates on the wall. I told everybody to punch these coordinates in Google Earth and why they blacked out this box that was in the sky, and it was supposedly Planet X, Nibiru. It was approaching, and I'm trying to convince everybody so that we could get a property in Pennsylvania and just start stocking food and supplies and everything that we're gonna need for any sort of takeover. I mean, they entertained it. I'm glad they entertained it and didn't just blow me off. But
We didn't. It was about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We did smoke throughout it, and we had our debate about it. I remember me and Nook really trying to tell you and your brother, like, hey guys, like, this is why. This is why I told you, even what happened last month. Why I told you, just make sure you're back in time Monday. I was like, what day is it? Just make sure you're back in time for the show Monday, okay? Like, if you need to, I understand it. I tell you, a healthy level of paranoia is healthy. Don't think things are always great and chippy and, all, the way they seem,
but I was starting to turn into Woody Harrelson's character from 2012.
Yo, you say that? I was watching 2012 last night.
Yeah.
I was watching 2012 last night, and I'm thinking about when John Cusack, when the earthquake starting, when California's falling off.
Yeah.
And he's like, the guy's an actor. He's reading a script. When they tell you not to panic, that's when you panic.
For people who haven't seen that movie, I think that's one of the most educational movies that you need to watch because it's going to show you exactly how people are going to react when shit hits the fan.
2012?
Yeah.
You can't react. It's over. It's a wrap. Like, if something like that happens, there's a mass earthquake. Like in that, and I'll say it's a bit underplayed. Like, I've seen, like, what would happen if, what is that? What is that goddamn thing?
The geyser?
Yeah, Yellowstone, that super volcano, what they call it, the Yellowstone caldera or whatever, like the superstone. There's the super volcano under there.
Geyser.
Nah, that's the geyser is because of the super volcano underneath.
Thank you, sir.
The geysers over there are active. All those not the old, like the famous one is like Old Faithful, but
Yeah, it says Old Faithful right there.
they're different. There's other ones over there. It's above them, but they all operate like that because of look at that. Let's get that. Ooh, look at that one.
Good morning, Bushwick.
Good morning, Bushwick, guys.
Cheers. Don't spill the shit. That's good shit.
It is, man.
219 Central
Love that
Avenue.
mocha. Bushwick, Brooklyn, 11221. But they said when that thing goes off, like they said that the sound of it will travel around the earth 8 times. And like people like that close.
So everyone in the world will hear when that shit
Yeah, but it'll
pops.
like travel at the speed of sound. But it'll take like time and it'll keep going around the earth, echoing and reverberating until it downs itself out. But even the rate of it, people like they're like where Woody Harrelson and John Cusack were, they'd be dead in about 20, 30 seconds. Like Woody Harrelson wouldn't have been the only one dead there. And even the way they used to show everything falling down. They said everything wouldn't fall back to the earth because the power behind that eruption would propel everything into outer space, out of the atmosphere, and it wouldn't fall back to Earth for months.
I just
but
saw
then
this
at the rate
video.
it's coming down would be like a meteor shower. Like they said that will wipe out Earth. It will wipe out everything on Earth that didn't die because of the nuclear winter.
I just saw this video.
Crazy.
I saw this video where these people were doing research on a volcano, and they was wearing some shit that looked like spacesuits, but they went to the mouth of the volcano. They was able to get that close. We need that kind of fucking suit. We need that kind of protection, civilian based. I don't know why people can't.
I mean, those are like fire suits. Those are really heavy fire
But
suits.
it looked like it was made out of aluminum foil almost.
That's like you ever see no, you've probably never seen footage of it, but that's like what the firefighters at airports wear because of how hot that fuel burns if it ever catches fire. Like it's hotter than a regular fire. Like that's why they have those suits. Those suits are like specially reflective and then have a little bit of material in them to help better. But they're the shininess is especially reflective to reflect the heat off of them. But that's one of the reasons.
Reflect the heat off of them.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and like it not be absorbing it and them heating up, and it's like it's crazy, but it's shiny like that because of the material and it's designed to like reflect the heat.
Bro,
off.
imagine we were born people that like had aspirations for being astronauts. Imagine we was still like Bud and Roach, but we was just like, it wasn't TV, it wasn't radio, it was like we were engineers together. We was building the first spacecraft that could fly out of the backyard.
That'd be crazy, man. I mean,
If you could have been anything, what do you think you would have leaned towards?
anything.
Anything.
I hate to say it, man. You know I love sports, man. Probably professional athlete.
Well, you got to be more specific.
Maybe a baseball player. Guaranteed contracts. Go a longer season. Get a longer down season from October till, that's if you make the playoffs, late October, to about early February. The NFL, I wouldn't put my head through that. I wouldn't play hockey. Basketball, it's a lot, tighter of a competition, but also guaranteed contracts. But I always loved baseball, man. And even as not now, man, if this some of these new labor laws pass, minor league baseball players are going to get boned, so they might not make the same type of money they used to.
You said the minor league? I'm going to have to go with professional wrestler, bro. If I wasn't in this frail-ass body, turning into fucking Mr. Burns every day, my scoliosis has got me twisted like this. I'm starting to rub my fingers together every time I talk. Like, excellent. Like, I would have been a professional wrestler.
Damn. Yeah, man. It's going to be sad when the Simpsons go off air, man. I know it's coming, man. I keep telling everybody,
You
man.
brought up that Vince McMahon shit. It's going to be sad the day that Vince McMahon goes.
Yeah. Because
Vince McMahon is the glue.
the glue that kept that company from going. I mean, some of his ideas, but I would say Shane would probably fight really hard to keep it wrestling granddad and dad's vision. But
And Stephanie would sell it to Disney.
Stephanie Hunter, Mr. Levesque,
You call him Hunter.
Mr. Levesque would sell it to Disney. Would sell it to the
Paul
the
Levesque.
Disney Corporation.
You know you're a wrestling fan when you know the wrestlers' real names. Those are the debates that people always lose against me. Like, I could tell you where they were born, tell you how many kids they have.
Shit.
That's called extensive research.
Yeah, man.
And a shitload of shoot interviews.
It is gonna be sad though, man. It's gonna be sad, man. It's like what Drake said in the that Fear on the So Far Gone EP, man. He was like, I never cried when Pac died, but I probably will when Hove does. Like, could you imagine that, man? Like he'll be one of those artists that'll get an RIP from me on Facebook. Like, I tell you how, like when that happens, like,
R.I.P. That we shedding tears.
shedding
I'll
real
shed a
tears
tear
for that,
for
man.
Hov.
Real tears on that one, man. Like, but like when people do that, I told you, like someone, like even like people who act like they knew him. Like, I get you wanna, but it's like it goes back like we talked about after everything happened with Angie. How it feeds into like that. Everyone wants to be the first one to feel like they're part of it. To like just like, I think that waters it down and makes it feel less sincere.
And it also it becomes that Anthony Jeselnik joke where it's almost like, don't forget about me today. It's like, everybody and their mother sends condolences and prayers, but show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
Be there after.
And be there after, especially.
Be there after.
And there was people that showed up that, every time I would pass by my mom's house, they would, like, be around the area at least. So I appreciate those people, even though I don't have any relationship with them. I appreciate them. But it's real, bro. Like, I shed a tear when I heard about Chris Cornell. When I heard about Chester Bennington.
I heard about Chester Bennington, that one. It was like, damn.
Like that shit.
And it was like, because like a couple weeks before that, like they had did that pop-up surprise show in Union Square. How do you do that in a train station? Or was it Grand Central? I think it was Grand Central.
Be Grand Central because fucking Union Square would have been.
Nah, it would have been mobbed. It would have been crazy.
Shut that whole thing down.
The cops would have had to shut that down. You would have had to bring ESU in there to clear that out.
When Hybrid Theory came out, I went to Tower Records, and I met the guitarist, and I think it was the drummer. Chester wasn't there. It was just two band members. But ever since then, like, Linkin Park was a band that I would gladly get in trouble for listening to. Because you know how strict it was in the church. They didn't want us listening to anything that was talking about, I want to run away. It's like, I'm about to break. I need another room to break. They grouped Linkin Park in with my Metallica Master of Puppets CD and Nirvana. And they was just like, this is devil's music and you can't listen to this shit.
Man.
But I would always get in trouble for listening.
You know, you bring that up. You see what Cheese sent us earlier?
I think I watched it, but I saw a bunch of shit.
Nah, not the video, the pictures this morning.
Oh yeah. That was. I mean, that's an extensive conversation, bro.
We've had that, but we knew that. Those are things we knew.
It's just it's a lovely reminder when
This
you wake
guy's
up in the
always-
morning
yeah.
and you see the nice aerial view of just how the Masonic regime works.
Of how people don't realize the okie doke, man. Like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
And because of drones and shit, now people can really get structural aerial shots to show how these symbols are being utilized just in the construction of these places. It's definitely a bad energy, bro.
It's crazy, man. Then you think of how extensive, like, what the
Evil
you think of
motherfuckers.
when think of when the Watchtower buildings were built down in downtown Brooklyn. To build those tunneling systems back in that era,
Carpeted.
the type of technology you had to have access to in that time, to when those were built, it's not easy to come by. You have to be in the upper echelons and reaches to have that extensive tunneling system that never really have to interact with anyone of the world.
I think we need to explain this to Danny because he probably missed the beginning of it. But the Jehovah's Witness buildings, the main buildings, like the headquarters that were in Brooklyn Heights,
Downtown Brooklyn, Dumbo, Brooklyn Heights, whichever you prefer to call the area.
they green steeple. What,
It
what's
says
this?
Watchtower. Yeah, it says Watchtower. Yeah,
A steeple is the thing on top.
yeah.
of
It
this?
had at the top of the Watchtower building. Yeah, had like the stop. Yeah.
All the buildings were connected with underground tunnels so that no one had to go in the street and interact with people of the outside world. And those buildings were blocks apart. Full carpeted tunnels. And you're walking and they have photos of like paradise and hell and paradise and hell. I'm just like,
It's creepy. I've only been there once.
yo, this shit is crazy. And you have
And what
to,
do they call it down there? Like Bethel?
Bethel, yeah. And
Strobes, like silent, like whispers, like
keep walking. Don't, you're almost there.
all funded by Tom Cruise.
Oh no, listen.
That's the other guys. I'm not saying anything bad about them, man. I am not going to war with those guys.
Those guys will come in here right now.
I do
They
not
probably got
want
a headquarters.
any of Elron's people coming in here asking questions. That's all I'm saying there.
Mr. Hubbard.
Matt Parker and Trey Stone got away with it. We don't have that type of money. And even then, Comedy Central wasn't willing to let them keep going when they kept making fun of Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is going to be John Travolta to fly his plane into this place. We keep talking about it.
Shit, did you ever see that episode, Trapped in the Closet?
Nah.
Man.
South Park?
Yes.
Nah.
One of the ones that's the one that made Isaac Hayes quit.
Also, I did see it. I just don't know the names.
But even they said it, man. They said they didn't fight and push back because they knew it wasn't Isaac Hayes. It's like, yo, we did it so many times, making fun of other religions. And even the first time we made fun of Scientology, he didn't really have a problem with it. It was like when we kept making fun of Tom Cruise and the reasons behind it, that was when the church got upset. And they said they felt like it was the church that was speaking as after he had the stroke, when we knew he couldn't speak for himself. And that's when he leaves the show. And they said it, and that's why I keep trying to tell Drew, that's why Chef will never come back. Like I was like, out of respect for who Isaac Hayes was in their relationship with him, he's like, yo, they need to bring Chef back. They had the Dark Chef, the Darth Vader Chef. I'm like, yeah, they're still having problems with him then, and that was them making fun of him and making fun of Scientology one last time in their way, and I was like, I think out of respect for him, that's where he's gonna stay because he's dead in real life.
They have to let it go.
Yeah, they let it go. I was like, it's been this long. I was like, they wouldn't do that. I was like, out of respect for who he was and his family, if they would have done it, they'd have done it by now.
You know Shorty from The King of Queens?
Leah
Leah
Remini. Yeah.
Watch the
I've seen a
the,
couple
the
of-
Joe Rogan podcast. When she did Joe Rogan podcast, bro, she broke down her entire experience there. And her mom is like a leader in Scientology. So she was giving some insightful shit. I thought I went through some bad shit, bro.
Nah,
There's places that do it a lot worse.
They have like a secret police, man. Scientology. All right.
Secret police.
Shit's crazy.
They got their own Ray Donovans.
They have like it's
The
crazy.
cleanup crews.
It's crazy, man. Like but that's
And because of
when
the,
you have
the celebrities that have status with the cash, because
What it
it's
comes-
a
my
religion you got to
hand's
keep
not on
paying.
screen. Gotta do the Johnny football.
And they're tax-free.
Tax free.
Yes. Tax exempt.
I learned about that when I worked at
It's
Guitar
like,
Center.
but you know what's crazy, man? I think people get upset and offended by it. But it's like, look at a guy like Joel Osteen, man. Joel Osteen, whatever the fuck his name is. Mega church, all the money, flying around like private jets, $10 million home. But he's a non-corporate corporation, pays no taxes. God knows
That's
what
the
people
problem
donate
with big
to them.
religion. When you have
And I think
especially when
that's
you
what-
have TV syndication,
TV syndication.
that puts you in such
like
a powerful
I see
position.
some like I see people like when I see it's like when I see people who only show up to church every once in a while. No one's going to like grandma's church in the South anymore where they still got wood pews. There's no TVs. Passed up there, you only got like a couple choir members, but every week it's a packed house because it feels connected. You don't see that anymore. Every time I see someone who goes to church, despairingly like times they do, it's always like some mega church. I see TVs. I see a light the productions. I see all sorts of crazy shit. Like everything I was seeing yesterday for Easter, where I'm seeing people are at. Like, is this a church or a fucking concert?
bro, if you want to laugh and you want some like true insight as to the financials of these mega churches, watch the deposition for Pastor David E. Taylor.
I'll check it out. Don't click that shit.
We're not gonna play it because it's like 5 hours.
Like I believe it though, man. Like these it's a non-corporate. There's fucking what is non-corporate? It's
non-profit.
Non-profit. I'm gonna say non-corporate. Non-profit corporation. Yeah.
When I was in Guitar Center, bro, you'll have people come in and they'll just start gathering stuff. They come in with like 5 people deep, and they'll bring everything to the register, and then they're like, "Here's our papers for the church." And then I got to go get the superior manager come in from the back, and he had to verify the church paperwork and all that shit. And they walk out of there tax-free.
I remember when they used to do that at Toys R Us. Like here's
Tax-free with employee discount because one of their peoples worked there.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Come to find out, they was shipping that shit overseas and flipping it.
Probably, bro.
They was flipping it in Korea.
Probably, man.
Brand new
Probably.
drum sets.
Drum sets, I mean, tax-free. Like, there are a lot of shady things that go into it. People say, man, you look at these donations, when people get, like, a lot of donations, like, what does it all go? Like, when people are upset, like in Houston, when people are questioning J.J. Watt, like, you got a lot of money, but there's people in Houston suffering. You said it at $200,000, you crushed it, and ended up getting, like, close to $34 million. And a lot of people are saying, yo, what's up with that? Like, you don't, you raised this money, let's divvy it out. Like a lot of people are saying they ain't see you. They keep seeing you in some neighborhoods, not others. You love the city, you love the whole city.
It's too much power. And they've convinced people that God is in a building. Because you can find God anywhere, bro. You can find God. God is here right now. So if you're still convinced, you just do meditation. See if you contact the same things that you feel you contact when you're there, putting money in the bucket. What I started doing is I started, instead of just meditating in silence, I downloaded the Frequency app.
Nah, I don't do those binaural beats, man.
The binaural beats.
You're bugging.
I go deep meditation, bro. I start seeing colors with my eyes closed.
Nah, man. I'll skip that, man. I feel like I'm right at a nice level of
I'm on a journey within.
Nah, man. I don't want to go on any bad trips. I don't want to open myself up to any. I don't want to open any other doors accidentally. I don't want to go somewhere and not know where I am and something come back with me.
I'm trying to take myself to the sunken place. Sink myself deep.
You always got it. You know what's my favorite saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You fucking around, bro. Go ahead, B.
I'm not afraid of the journey within, bro. I'm not afraid to go within.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to end up in a sunken place.
I'm trying to open my pineal gland. I'm trying to go to Peru at some point in my life and do ayahuasca in the jungle for 3 weeks and come back with the knowledge, bro.
I just want to smoke peyote once.
But I had a conversation with someone last night about that whole like Peru ayahuasca,
I'm telling you.
peyote in southwestern, the U.S. with Indian culture. So there is something to be said about that.
I want to try peyote.
I can't speak for it, but it is.
That's some chief-like shit. That's where the shamans go.
Younger brother does it all the time.
What,
I need
peyote
that.
or ayahuasca? Shit.
And peyote and
I want to try peyote.
Some fucking DMT, bro.
Like,
that.
I'll start low, man. Like, this guy wants to go straight to man.
He's gonna sample
I want
it.
to take a 3-week journey through the rainforest of South America and just have a canteen of ayahuasca and be one with nature. No provisions or anything. Nature will set the
I think
course.
before you even hit the ayahuasca, you gotta, if you want to start slow, start with the shrooms.
Or you can snort a condom, whatever.
Start early with the shrooms, work your way up.
What? Oh God, I think I saw that. Like people snorting a condom through their nose and pulling out their mouth.
It's one of the stupidest things I've ever.
But this is the same. But here it's the same.
At least it's not as dangerous as eating a Tide Pod.
It's not as stupid. It's not as stupid, man. But still, this is the same generation now, though, that wants to control legislations, major legislation.
That's not.
That's all I'm gonna leave it at. That's all I'm gonna leave it at, man. That's why I struggle to have faith in this generation, man.
Oh shit! You
I
saw what
struggle.
I posted?
No, I didn't, man.
I said I look both ways before crossing a one-way street.
Oh, yeah, I saw
That's
that.
how much faith I have.
That's
in
how little
humanity.
faith I have left in humanity, bro. But you know what? I've always done that. My mom told me that as a kid. Always look both ways. Like
There's
even
always
when
an asshole.
when I would go cross Grove, bro, I look our way, like towards like if I'm crossing from like 116, I still look like our way for. We go. Nobody's. We out. Like
We've seen too many people get hit on the wrong side.
yeah. I mean, I've seen people come up that street the wrong way, man. Early in the morning, late at night.
Yo,
It's
we went straight.
We went straight. We didn't even take a single commercial today again, man. It's good shit. And my socks and my feet feel kind of dry.
I don't have any socks.
Yeah. My feet don't feel wet like they did.
I have a $98 laundry bill.
Shit, I can't understand that. My grandmother would beat me to the white meat. Like she would strangle me. Like you know how you saw my grandmother's tall. We get my height from my grandmother. Everyone in my family. Like my grandmother was almost 6 feet tall.
But do you wash at home and then dry in the spot?
It depends on how much I wash. Like typically because like how long I go between washing. Like I dictate on like t-shirt and like underwear. And I have like 50, 60 pairs of underwear and t-shirts and socks. Well, not socks anymore. I'm down to like 5, 6 pairs of socks. I have no idea what's going on with my socks. Like I've been wearing dress socks and
You
shit.
gave me a pink pair.
Yeah. See, like I've been all over the place with socks.
You want it back?
Nah. I'm like, yo, where are my socks? I've been like hemorrhaging socks. I have no idea with all that. But like when it's not a lot of stuff, I'll like hang it up to dry in the crib. But if I like do a big wash and it's like I want all this shit dry, I don't want to have to like
That's the thing.
just
When I was
go
in the
dry it real fast and
when I was in the
bring it
crib
home.
that had the washing machine, like we used to wash in the crib and then hang shit up, and that was easier. Now it's
Have to go wash
it's
and
just
dry.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with
Nobody
all
wants to spend that much time in the laundry. But even when I go dry, man, because I don't like, I'll split it between like 3, 4 machines, drying it, and just put it in for 24 minutes. A dolly machine, hide, dry it all, get in, get out. And even that 25, like I'm in there maybe a half hour tops. Even that half hour with these fucking kids running around, their
I can't
parents
deal
not
with it,
paying
bro.
them.
And the
it's
soap
like-
operas on the screen.
Yeah, the
man.
soap opera, and then you're hearing the ghetto conversations, like
I'm
people
trying to
being
watch
loud,
Maury.
and then like your kids, like, and then you want to like, hey kid, like stop looking at my clothes, stop like going near my machine, like watch your kids, like I want to look down at my phone and read, and not have to watch your little bastard child. All right, somebody needs to tell, you know, I'm not gonna say my other little favorite, my favorite name for kids that don't like to listen, but
All I know is that the last time I went to do laundry was right up on. It was on Grove.
yeah,
Actually, it was on what is that, Menahan?
yeah, I know the place you're talking about.
And they had The Matrix on with Sap. So it was like, Neo, estás en el Matrix. And I was just like, yeah, I can't sit through this.
Neo, eso uno.
Tú eres el único. So, what is this? Episode 36.
Episode 36, man. We were supposed to have an in-guest studio today. In-guest studio.
In-guest studio.
In-guest studio. Wow. What happens when you're a little tired and you're not paying attention, you're looking at your phone. We were supposed to have an in-studio guest today. I'm guessing the weather didn't maybe play into things. We hope everything worked out and you're okay. No service can be bad.
You want to see if you can remind people about April 8th?
Yes, I can. April 8th. Don't forget, that's this Sunday coming up. This Sunday, April 8th. The Safe Disposal event hosted by New York City Sanitation Department at Prospect Park, corner of Parkside Avenue, Southwest, and corner of Parkside Avenue and Prospect Park, Southwest, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rain or shine. Bring your solvents, automotives, flammables, or electronics. Dispose of them safely where they're recyclable. No appliances, no dehumidifiers, air conditioners, or refrigerators, no tires. You can get all this information on nyc.gov/safe disposal. Once again, that is this Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rain or shine. I don't know about snow, but it says rain. Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
I think freezing rain. I don't know if that still qualifies. But that's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Prospect Park. The Park Circle corner of Parkside Avenue and Prospect Park Southwest. This Saturday, this Sunday, April 8th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Did you see that, Danny? He did all of that from memory.
I heard it.
The entire thing.
Yeah, man. So you guys come dispose, man.
And we also have to remind you, April 8th, WrestleMania.
Yes.
So if you don't have the WWE Network, get it now. I think it's $9.99 a month. I'm going to schmooze Vince McMahon until he gives us a guest spot for, let's do some guest hosting on Monday Night Raw. And also, Maximum Collabo was live last night. Go on First Live
every
Coffee
Sunday,
House.
right?
Yeah, man. Chongo was the DJ.
We had Chongo as DJ last night. And, of course, you can see
also
what happened.
April 8th. The next one will also be April 8th then this Sunday. Next Max Collabo. If you're in the area, stop on in.
It's a packed Sunday.
Tonight we have My World.
We have My World. Yeah, I saw that. And you're doing they're performing an interview, right? Interview session?
The details are on firstlive.us.
Firstlive.us, not .us. Firstlive.us.
And of course, if Maddie's ready to drop it, we have a full production studio.
Yes, we do.
Usually
Right here.
around here.
Right
somewhere.
around here. Like here.
I'm predicting it's
Like this area right here.
Oh, yeah.
Maddie with the full screen said,
Yes.
nah, I got something new. But what you guys do need to know, man, is that there's a full first-rate production studio here at 219 Central Avenue also. And all you need to know is we record anyone, anywhere, anytime, man. Get your production services done right, man. Get your shit done right. Get your projects right. Get it all together.
Joe.
What's up, Joe, man? How you doing today, man?
And of course, happy hour every Friday and Saturday.
5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Happy hour here, 219 Central Avenue, First Live, every Friday and Saturdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bunch of neatly, and it switches, not just one, like set of cocktails, like the craft cocktail switch. It's a rotating menu. So come check out the new menu, rotating quite frequently, man, of homemade, handcrafted alcoholic beverages and some very fine selection of beers. Or, if any other, alcoholic beverages,
No judgment
your
zone.
preferred, assortment. It's a no judgment zone here. You start beer o'clock when you say.
It's 5
that
o'clock
clock is
somewhere.
yours. It's always beer o'clock when you say.
Where can they follow you?
You guys know where you can follow me, man. You can follow me at Mr_Zoe Taylor. Once again, that is Mr_Zoe Taylor. And of course, you can follow both of us at Bud and Roach Show.
You can follow me at I'm King Roach. You can follow First Live at First Live US.
And of course, like I said, man, you guys, if you're in the area, be sure to stop in 219 Central Avenue, Bushwick, Brooklyn, 11221. Come enjoy one of these fantastic assortment of caffeinated beverages, hot or cold. One of the many arrays, varieties of teas we carry. And of course, like we said, man, alcoholic beverages served now, man. So come start happy hour when you say happy hour, Fridays and Saturdays, 5 to 7. But beer o'clock starts when you say, so don't forget that, man.
We'll be back tomorrow, same time.
Same time, same place, man. And for the record, man, people have been telling me we need a Good Morning Bushwick Instagram or something. I think we need to discuss that.
All right.
All right, so we'll talk about
talk
that
about that
off
off the air.
And we'll see you guys back same time, same place tomorrow, 10 a.m. Firstlive.us. Nope, not .us, .us.
Us. Enjoy the snow, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
Have a fantastic day,
We'll be
Bushwick.
back.
The realness, realness. Got you stuck on the realness, realness.